Welcome to 24-Hour Sports. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. As you can see by the thumbnail, today we are here watching the All-22 film review of how Brock Purdy and Jarrett Stidham managed to have 1,000 yards of offense combined. How they managed to have 71 points scored combined. These are two guys who weren't highly touted coming into the draft. Two guys who weren't expected to have any semblance of a decent career as a starter. Jarrett Stidham, this is a guy who sat behind other quarterbacks in the New England system. Now he's in the Oakland Raiders system, and like I said, with that Josh McDaniels connection, because he's one of those guys off of the Bill Belichick tree, and it's all about opportunities. Yeah, there were guys better than them in the draft, but when these guys have gotten their opportunity, they cashed. We're not going to do too much talking. Let's roll the tape. Okay, so throughout this video, we're going to be rotating between Brock Purdy and Jarrett Stidham and just looking at how both quarterbacks competed, how they performed. We're going to be evaluating that because this was a great game. We never expected Jarrett Stidham to come out here and do this to the best defense in the NFL. Right here, this is the first touchdown that he threw, and this is the theme throughout the game. We're going to see the 49ers line up in cover 2, Tampa 2. We're going to see them line up in a lot of man coverages, but Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Davante Adams can all beat man coverage. We see the safety slid over to the side of Davante Adams, so he has Darren Waller one-on-one against Hufanga. Touchdown. Hufanga, he gets caught up in the play action, and then Darren Waller just runs right past him, bombs away. And one thing I can say about these offensive coordinators, I like how these schemes for both quarterbacks are simplified. Right here we see motion. Once we get that motion and we can see that other safety bumping down, he's picking that guy up. He's passing that off because it's man coverage. That's why we give these guys motion and eye candy to dictate and see what coverage they're in, make it easy for the quarterback. And that's what we're doing right here. When you have a Brandon Ayuk, when you have a George Kittle, a Darren Waller, all of these weapons, one-on-one matchups are everything. If they have their guy one-on-one, they throwing the ball, and they not hesitating. And for Jarrett Stidham's first start, I felt like he read defenses pretty well. Right here we see Mac Hollins run off that corner, and he's just going to find the opening in the zone. He's going to find Davante Adams running across the formation, and it's wide open. It's all about timing, finding that window, and he read that perfectly well. And I think the offensive line held up pretty well for Stidham, but even when there was pressure, he didn't get nervous. He didn't run around in the pocket, running into sacks. He moved around well in the pocket. He kept his eyes downfield and made reads. And going back to the offensive line, I think they got some secret animosity with Derek Carr because they held up against one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, but they haven't been looking like this all season. They get Jarrett Stidham now, finally they want to block. Something fishy. And to understand just exactly what Brock Purdy is doing, you have to understand defense. You have to understand these coverages, and that's why I'm here. Okay, so when you play zone coverage, if the pressure does not get home, it's going to eventually become man. When you guard the guy in your area, you don't stop there. You got to keep running. So right here we see the Raiders in the cover 2 look. And this is a horrible matchup for the Raiders. Their middle linebacker, because he's covering the middle of the field, he's going to have to run right here with George Kittle. Brock Purdy realizes that from the jump, and then he rolls out to his left to give himself a little more time to make a read. And we see that linebacker running with George Kittle. I'm throwing that ball. And see, this is a great throw because you're fitting it in that window. We got a corner, we got a safety, and a linebacker in this area. 3 Raiders. You trying to get it to George Kittle. You find him in the back of the end zone. Down. And right here, we go back to Jarrett Stidham. This is a cover 3 look for the 49ers. And for Hufanga, I think right here, before you get to that flat, I think you just got to get some hands on Darren Waller because we know the threat he is, the mismatch nightmare that he is. I think you just got to get hands on. But when we see that tight end release quickly to the flat, I understand why you get to the flat, but I just want to get some hands on Waller and then get to the flat because that guy's not going to beat me. Darren Waller is the guy who's going to beat my football team. Jarrett Stidham, he finds him right up the seam against a cover 3 look. It's a great read, and I think he has a little more arm talent than Brock Purdy. And I try not to get too caught away. I try not to overrate him after this one game because it's not a large sample size of Stidham. But when you play the best defense in the league, I can't ignore that. And right here, another motion, just to make it easy for Stidham. Once we see that motion, once we see this guy follow, I know, okay, in the back of my head, I got Davante Adams one-on-one. That's where I'm going with the ball. Pre-snap read. It's nothing to even think about right here, honestly. And again, it's just perfect ball placement. He puts it to where only Davante Adams can make a play on this ball, reaches up, doesn't get him too far out of the end zone. He can still get his feet in. Great throw, great catch, great scheme. One thing about DB coaches, you can also say they're relationship coaches because what's the most common thing that a DB coach is going to tell you in zone coverage? Don't chase. Right here, the safety becomes a victim to chasing, and something goes out the back door. We see Davante Adams. Jarrett Stidham rolls out to the left, and like I said, awareness, keeping your eyes downfield, being able to escape the pocket. He does it all on this play. He makes a good throw. This goes for a touchdown. Okay, my bad, Brock Purdy. I forgot you won the game still. I'm showing Jarrett Stidham a little too much love. You throw a dime with timing, with anticipation, and it's a good completion. But honestly, I felt like the theme of this game, both quarterbacks had good running games to assist them. But I just felt like Christian McCaffrey was the MVP for this offense. And I understand that's a part of the scheme. This scheme is built on yards after catch, so I can't knock Brock Purdy for that. It just wasn't a lot of deep throws, wasn't a lot of down the field stuff. But when it came time, he did the same thing that we see Jarrett Stidham do right here. And it's like a chess match because we see some of the same things. You watching this video, you can go back and look at some of the Raiders plays. It's the same concept. We see the outside X receiver running off that corner in a cover 3 look to get across the formation and hit across the seam. It's the same thing. In the corner, they follow. They can't get back in time. It's easy completion. Every offense has this play in their playbook. And right here, this is the Brock Purdy interception. I wasn't highly critical of this interception. I don't hate the decision, but this is a tough throw. Come on now, Brock Purdy. In a clutch game, this is a tough throw. It's not a horrible decision, but if you're going to make this decision, you got to make this throw. You rolling all the way to your left. You throwing to the right. You get your feet set, but it's just not many guys can make this throw. Maybe a Herbert, maybe a Mahomes, but you underthrow it, and it's picked. And I would be dead wrong to show Brock Purdy's interception and not show Jarrett Stidham's interception. But it's not really his fault too much. The ball gets batted down. It's in the air. Somebody gets it. You know, this is just a horrible fate of luck, horrible draw of your luck. It goes bad. But if anything, we got to chalk this up to the defensive player making a great play rather than saying, Jarrett Stidham, what are you doing? And right here, as we got later into the game, this is the fourth quarter. We're going to see them get into that Tampa 2 look, but it looks a little different. We see movement. We see guys moving at the snap of the ball, trying to get Jarrett Stidham off of his rhythm, trying to throw him off, maybe sneaking an interception. But we don't do that. We don't get that out of Jarrett Stidham because he's calm, he's fearless, he's cool. He sees Fred Warner getting to the middle of the field, gaining depth to get in that Tampa 2 look, and all I'm going to do is throw it right in front of him. Great ball. He's good, man. And one thing I can say about this game, I don't think the Raiders accounted for Brian and Ayuk.
What?
Going Super Saiyan. I don't think they accounted for that because in the fourth quarter and overtime, Brandon Ayuk was that man. Nobody on the field wanted it more than Brandon Ayuk. Hats off to him. He wanted this game. He got it home for the San Francisco 49ers. And right here we see another cover 3 look. And right here, we're going to conflict the safety. We just attacking him. We giving him 2 conflicting routes. We giving him something to draw him with depth, and then we bringing something right back under him. As Jarrett Stidham sees that, throws it. It's on time, anticipating that. Great read. Under pressure, getting hit, completion, big-time plays. And right here, I'm not even going to give you the coverage. I'm not going to break down anything. Davante Adams, that's the play. That's the breakdown for this play. Better than any defensive back on the San Francisco 49ers, makes a play. All you need to know in this play is that you see one man covering Davante Adams. That's the problem. Big time. And before we witness the San Francisco 49ers kicker catch Georgia Bulldog syndrome, we seen Brandon Ayuk try to get this game home. Brock Purdy with some good throws. Finding Brandon Ayuk, like I said, nobody wanted it more than him in the fourth quarter. Made big play after big play. This is another play where Brock Purdy got hit. And this play could have went to any team. This was anybody's ball. He went up, he snagged that. Not in field goal range. And like I said, Robbie Gould, I don't know what that was. But to end it off, we can go with the overtime play. Jarrett Stidham. Nick Bosa, Defensive Player of the Year. He ruins this left tackle. He ruins his hopes, his life, his dreams. And Jarrett Stidham tries to make a throw to Davante Adams. Can't blame him because it's overtime. You want to give the ball to your best player. Who cares regardless of the coverage? But, like I said, Nick Bosa kills the left tackle. He wins this rep. That's an interception. Good return. That's your ball game. Don't forget to subscribe. We out.